Hi guys, Rajiv here. Welcome back to Living Life. In this video, we're going to talk about yoga and pranayama. So guys, after reaching here in Japan, I went through a lot of struggles, lot of hurdles because leaving back my whole family, my relatives and my friends, my all connections back into my native country and coming to a new country where people hardly speak your language, hardly speak English and no one can understand you, and also living alone with your thoughts. It was really difficult for me in those days. So guys, yoga and pranayama was the one of the vital thing which had empowered me on during those days. Guys, in this video we're gonna talk about yoga and pranayama, and we're gonna discuss some of the practices which you can do on your day-to-day life. And in this video, along with me, my friend Kishle is joining. Kishle is one of the person who had started doing yoga and pranayama from his early childhood day onwards. So I believe that he is one of the right person to talk about yoga and pranayama. So guys, if you guys are coming first to this channel and if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, before jumping into this video, please subscribe this channel and be part of this channel. So guys, now let's jump into the video. So Kisle, welcome back to this channel. So I hope some of you guys might be already knowing Kisle because Kisle was there in one of the earlier videos. So I will just give the access to that video above. Kisle, welcome back, and we are so excited to know about pranayama and the basic the procedures, how to do yoga, and the difference between yoga and pranayama, everything. So I'm excited to hear about it.
Thanks man, thanks, you gave an opportunity. So in the last video we spoiled the health for people, so let's make up for it this time and teach something good rather than spoiling ourselves with loads of sugar. Yeah. So yeah, let's discuss.
Yeah. So Kisle, what is basically pranayam and what is yoga and what are the interconnection between pranayam? I know that pranayam is kind of a branch of yoga, but I just would like to know more about that thing.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you came up with this question. So yeah, yoga is often a very misunderstood sentence, or you can say a word. So basically, yoga is a kind of basically it's a form of practice, mental or you can say physical form of practice which was done in ancient India. And pranayama is a part of yoga. Yoga has a lot of forms like asana, dharana, niyama. So like that we have kind of 8 branches. Out of that, pranayama is the one which we will be discussing today. So pranayama is, prana means life, and pranayama is kind of the energy which drives the life. So why pranayama we are discussing is, nowadays in the lockdown period we don't have access to gym, or we don't have access to, a lot of countries we can't go outside as well. So pranayama is something which you can sit on your in your balcony or in just in your garden, and you can do it. And apart from physical, so the asana is something which is like a physical aspect which we call exercise nowadays. But pranayama is something which is more connected towards your soul, brain, and it is connecting you towards the spirituality. So along with the physical benefits, pranayama will bring good health to your brain, to your heart, mainly to your soul. So often we miss the importance of soul in our life, which is, I believe, one of the most important
we forgot ourselves, right?
Exactly.
Who we are exactly.
Yeah. So being Indians, far from our land, this is something which will help us to connect with our roots as well.
Yeah, that's a great culture and great asset for as an Indian actually, and it's a great asset to the entire world, right?
Exactly. I have seen a lot of Japanese. I have seen many Japanese people who are really interested in yoga.
Yoga, of course, yeah.
And I have seen people who are like, once you take the name yoga, word yoga, even they don't know anything, but they will try to connect with you and they will give you respect. As well, I have seen people who know very good yoga even in Japan.
We would like to know, like how you started doing pranayama and what inspired you to continue doing this pranayama. and basically yoga too.
Yeah. So actually, I have seen pranayama from childhood. So I mean, our grandparents and all they used to do, but I was not much interested. But I was very lucky that when I was quite young, my father started doing this pranayama, and he's in fact he was official teacher from Patanjali.
Oh.
So he even attended a teaching session in Haridwar, where he was facilitated as an official teacher from the Institute of Baba Ramdev. And yeah, he practiced every day, and as a child we used to see. Initially he tried to make us do as well.
Still he do that?
Yeah, he's doing it.
Still training, right?
He's still training.
He has some training centers of yoga?
Yeah, he has taught people, I mean, during the period of 2006 to 2015. He was doing on a daily basis for free. So he used to teach a group of like 100 people in morning and around 100 people in evening as well sometimes.
Oh, I see.
So nowadays, I mean, he has stopped it. He is doing his for his own. And
so at what age you had started doing this pranayama? At what age you learned pranayama from your father?
So in my memories, I was maybe class 6 or 7 or maybe 5th.
Oh, that's great.
So it must be. I started. I was not much interested. That
but
time
somehow,
I was,
you know, you are just following the same path of your father, right?
That time I was kind of forced upon. But when I saw the benefits, when I realized myself.
Yeah, of course. That's a great opportunity actually.
Nowadays,
you know, even the childhood days, no one know about pranayama.
Yeah.
Especially in my case and all, I wasn't knowing about anything about yoga or pranayama. But later, you know, at the early stage, later, you know, after my 18th, after college, I think I started doing this yoga and pranayama.
Yeah, I feel lucky in that case, so that my father was there to guide me. So yeah, I mean, initially I didn't pay much attention, but I kind of gained a lot of weight in my college, and then I started doing yoga along with my gym, and it really benefited me. I lost around 25 kgs in 1.5 years.
So before that you were like, you know,
yeah, I was fat.
Oh really? So how you had reduced the weight?
It was a long journey. I went in the wrong path initially. I did a lot of unnecessary stuff, but then I streamlined it down the line, and it took me 1.5 years, I guess. So initially I was doing only cardio, but then I realized it has to be mixed and matched as a whole. So it is not only the physical aspect which has to be covered, the mental aspect, you need to be mentally very strong as well, where yoga comes into picture. So I did exercise, I did cardio, I did pranayama, and I did swimming. Swimming is something
swimming
which
is one of the great exercises.
I used to play football. Yeah. So these are some things, but I feel before pranayama and after pranayama the differences were huge. So yeah, it helped me a lot, and I hopefully it may help other people as well. Yeah.
So we are just, you know, wondering what are the pranayama, what you used to do. So let's jump into the practice.
Sure, yeah. So we'll discuss the very basics. We'll not go into much technicalities because being IT working people, we have very less time. So we will just discuss the major aspects. It's a huge tree. We'll try to discuss some of the branches and get the best out of it, which we can do on a daily basis in mornings, and whatever time we have, and try to get best out of it.
Sure, sure. That's more than enough. Yeah. So let's directly jump into the practice, guys.
Okay. So first we will come into the asana. So there are Padmasana, there are a lot of asanas. So we should be doing whichever we are comfortable with. So this is Padmasana. You can do in Sukhasana as well.
Sukhasana.
I mean, if someone is not well, they can do on chair as well. They can do like by sitting like this as well. The main motive is to do it properly and doing it in correct form. Okay. So we will be totally seeing 7 type of pranayamas. So which covers basically each base which we require on daily basis to be healthy. And in between we will do some Suksham Vyams to free up our hands, or like just to...
what is Suksham Vyam?
Suksham Vyam is something like, it's kind of a stress releaser, you can say. So if you are sitting in this pose for like 5-10 minutes, so your joints may start paining. So we'll just ease it out.
Numbness would be there.
Numbness will be removed. So we'll ease it out for a while.
Oh, so while doing practice, after doing practice, we have to give a
break
for a
so it's kind of easing out.
Body.
I'll say it's a very lame and a very generic term we are saying, but yeah, that is what.
Okay, yeah.
That is what it means.
That is Suksham Vyam.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one is Bhastrika.
Bhastrika.
Basically, it's very good for your skin. I have heard people, they have cured leukemia and all big skin problems as well. So it's and it also eases you out in the upcoming other pranayamas.
Oh, I see.
So we'll sit in that.
So let's do Bristika.
Sure. So we'll sit in that asana
Okay.
and we'll take Vayu Mudra. So there are a lot
What
of
is Vayu
mudras.
Mudra? This is Vayu Mudra, right?
This is Vayu Mudra.
This is Vayu Mudra.
Yeah. So Bhastrika is something where we have to inhale and exhale with force. So if you can see, we're inhaling the air and exhaling the air from our nose with little bit of force. Make sure to not make any faces
Okay.
and not to put much
Our
strain.
face should be calm.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
So we should not be too stiff or too low. It should be like
proper stable sit.
yeah,
Yeah, comfortable.
comfortable position. Our legs should be stretched properly in the asana, and our body, our spine should be straight,
Okay.
and we should inhale and exhale. While we are doing, we should try to not focus on external things. We should try to channelize our brain to the blankness.
So where we should focus within
So,
ourselves?
We can just focus on, suppose, a light which is glowing in front of our third eye, you can say.
Here, Agna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So we can focus on that.
Okay.
Try to keep our eyes closed and try to think as less as possible.
Okay.
And we should also think that the cosmos of the world, the energy is entering into us. The positive energy is coming inside us,
Via imagination, we
Via
have to
imagination.
imagine like that. Okay.
and all the negativity, the
Uh-huh.
poison out of our body is being released.
It's being released. Okay.
Everything is happy around us, and the thinking itself will bring a lot of
Will bring a
positivity
lot
in
of-
our
exactly.
body,
Yeah, yeah.
and that can do wonders. I will tell you. Just by being positive, it sounds silly, but it makes a lot of
It's
difference.
true actually. Yeah, it's a kind of psychological stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is Bristika. Just inhale, exhale, and you just try to focus here on your Agna.
Exactly.
That is Bristika.
Bhastrika, and exhale it should be with little bit of
Little
force.
force.
Yeah.
Inhale should be slow and
Slow.
exhale should be
Little bit of force.
Okay.
And it should be not too fast.
Uh-huh.
So if we are like completely healthy, we can do it little fast, but we should always start from the mid range to the lower range. And people who are having heart issues, they should not do fast.
Okay.
It should be always slow. People there who are at fullest of their health, they can do medium level. But I myself don't like doing the very fast way. There is a very fast way also where you can do like this. But somehow I don't feel the peace and I don't like it. So
Okay.
it's just my way. So I will do it on a medium level always, on the safer side.
Okay.
And I think that is how we all should do maybe.
Okay. Okay.
And people who are having heart disease should do always it slow on a slower basis. Yeah. So let's try to do it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So next we
So
will do
next is
Kapalbhati.
okay.
So Kapal means this area, head,
Mm-hmm.
and Bhati is to shine.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes Kapalbhati. So again for Kapalbhati we will be sitting in that pose,
Okay.
and again we will go into Sukhasana. So Kapalbhati is really good for releasing stress, and it also helps to lose weight. And Kapalbhati is really, it is said that if you do Kapalbhati you will get really good sleep. So
Okay.
it is again related to stress itself.
Uh-huh.
So overall it's a very important, and it also helps to reduce the toxicity in the body. So once you remove the toxics out of your body, automatically the healing becomes faster. So it's kind of the healer. So later we'll see in the video, Anulom Vilom is kind of the healing part. This will do the repairing part. Okay?
Okay.
So we'll do the Kapalbhati. So Kapalbhati is very simple.
Okay.
We had to be sitting in our asanas.
Mm-hmm.
It can be any of the
Sukhasana
asanas.
or any-
Sukhasana,
yeah, comfortable
Vajrasana,
exercise.
whichever
Yeah.
comfortable with. And in the mudra,
Mudra.
And
Vayu Mudra.
we should close our eyes and we should exhale the air with force on our belly. So it's
Okay.
like,
From a belly,
yeah,
from a abdomen.
yeah. So
From a
we'll exhale the air
Uh-huh.
with some force,
Okay.
exert some force.
Uh-huh.
So it should be like. But while doing, we should make sure we're not making any faces.
Facial, that is
Yeah.
really important actually.
Yeah,
right?
so I
I
have
had seen a lot of people actually while doing.
Yeah.
Even I also was earlier. I wasn't knowing, so I was doing like the same actually.
Yeah, it's
Then
very
I
important.
recently I realized actually it should be.
Exactly. So we should not make any faces,
Mm.
and we should not be very stiff. So
Stiffer.
sometimes I have seen people, they are like very stiff.
Mhm.
It's not required.
Yeah.
We should be relaxed.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
should be in a very good posture and a relaxed mind,
Mhm.
so that we can enjoy it.
Mhm.
It's not a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be very relaxed,
Mm.
and obviously we should be sitting straight,
Straight.
not making faces.
Yeah.
And we should start exhaling the air with little bit of force.
Mm-hmm.
So one more important factor in this is the pace which we do.
Mm-hmm.
So you can start with a 1 stroke per second,
Okay.
which is like,
1 stroke per second.
Yeah.
That's the flow of it.
that's
right?
the flow.
Okay.
You can go faster based on your health. You can go slower as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the best mix and match is on the
Mhm.
1 per second.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do it faster obviously
Mhm.
if you are in the peak of your health.
Okay.
But I will say best is the
Yeah.
medium one.
Is there any precaution that one should take if he has some illness or kind of hernia or anything?
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
So if someone is having some kind of ulcer,
Mhm.
you should avoid this.
Ah, okay.
Because obviously, as you can see, we are putting so much strain on the stomach.
pressure. Yeah.
And pregnant ladies should try to avoid it. If they're doing it, should be like a very, very gentle pace.
Very gentle.
And people having high blood pressure
Mhm.
or asthma should do it very slowly.
Mhm.
It should not be on the faster scale.
Oh, I see.
I think that's pretty much it. Other people can do
Can
it
do it, yeah.
and avail the benefits.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let's start. So we'll again come back in the asana.
Mm-hmm.
So basically we can start doing this from like minimum 5 minutes
Uh-huh.
and we can take it till 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I have seen Swami Ramdev claiming that
Mhm.
people have cured big diseases like cancer and blood pressure,
Mhm.
sugar,
Oh, that's
and
great. Yeah.
irreversible diseases.
Yeah, I
like,
believe that this has a lot of benefits, right?
Yeah.
Regularly doing it.
and it kinds of also heals the hormones as well.
Mhm.
So kind of, I mean, with the exercises we do in gym, it kind of focuses on one muscle group. If you're doing biceps, it's only bicep. But this is something which we kind of ignore is the internal body. So muscle is one part of body,
Mhm.
but we have cells,
Mhm.
we have veins. So pranayama kind of goes and energizes each cell of your body.
Mhm.
So imagine if
So it basically activates your chakras.
yeah, I mean that
so
is again
The hormone is hormone activation happens.
chakra activation is again a very big topic
Mhm.
that requires again dhyana.
Mm-hmm.
So dhyan is nothing, not which is we are focusing today.
Mm-hmm.
It's just pranayam.
Mhm.
Dhyan is again a higher level of pranayama basically.
Mm-hmm.
So dhyan is not dhyan is something which to attain which you need a lot of focus, I guess. So today we are discussing pranayama, and in pranayama it focuses on cells. So it will give like 50% more oxygen to your cells.
Mm-hmm.
So oxygen is the basic energy for our
Energy.
cells, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
And the cells will get energized, and eventually it will make the whole body, each and every cell will function better.
Mm-hmm.
So automatically it will make your body function in a better way, in an more effective way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the benefits. Yeah.
So we'll
So-
do it for like 5 minutes, but if you have a big illness, we can make it 20-25 minutes.
Mhm.
But minimum 5 minutes should be okay for a healthy person to
Mhm.
go ahead with.
A person, if he is doing this pranayam, he should follow the same pattern. Like after Drashtiga, we have
Yeah.
to follow. So the same pattern he
Yeah,
should follow.
yeah. All the 7 pranayamas have been designed in a way
Mhm.
which we have to follow it to get the best of the benefits. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So what's the next one?
So next we'll do Vaya pranayama,
Vahya pranayam. Okay.
and we'll do it with the Tribandh.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll explain you what.
Mm-hmm.
And the benefits of this pranayama is it's good for the abdominal issues.
Mm-hmm.
It cures constipation.
Mm-hmm.
It is good for diabetic people,
Okay.
and it is good for our reproductive organ related issues as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's start.
Yeah.
So Vaya is little not complicated, lengthy.
Mhm.
Vaya pranayama will combine with the 3 bandh.
Okay.
So one is Jalandhar bandh,
Jalandhar Bandh. Okay.
Udyan bandh,
Udyan.
Mool bandh.
Mool Bandh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So bandh is kind of locking.
Locking.
Bandh.
Yeah, yeah.
Bandh we know, right?
Yeah,
Dance.
yeah, yeah,
It's called
yeah.
a bandh.
Bandh, yeah.
Locking it. So we'll how it
Hindi
goes
में भी
is,
ऐसा है ना, बंद करो, ऐसे में
Yeah,
stop.
yeah. So first what we will do is we will inhale air
Mhm.
and exhale it. Make our stomach completely empty
Okay.
and contract our stomach inside.
Okay.
So we'll just breathe, exhale out everything.
Okay.
We'll contract the stomach
Okay.
and we'll do the 3 bandh
Okay.
in that same state. So
Uh-huh.
how it goes is, so if we see, the bandh is happening in 3 phases. Udyan bandh,
Mhm.
Jalandhar bandh,
Mhm.
then the Mool bandh.
Oh, Mool is last, right?
Mool is last,
Uh-huh.
so we'll just contract it.
Uh-huh.
So how it goes is, releasing the air and locking the stomach,
Mhm.
locking the neck,
Mhm.
and then contracting from below.
Okay.
So basically,
So it's like you take inhale, you inhale,
exhale.
and then you exhale, and you lock your
Yeah.
belly, inside, and then you lock your neck,
Yeah.
and then from your mole you just
Pull it
apply the force and you
Yeah.
pull it up
Close your eyes.
by closing eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we will keep it for like 30 seconds as per as we can do. Slowly,
Uh-huh.
gradually will improve.
Okay.
And then once we inhale our air, we can inhale with one nose, or
Mhm.
normally as well, it's same.
Mhm.
And then we can slowly open our eyes.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So as we discussed, it has great benefits with abdominal and lower abdominal half of our body.
Mhm.
And we can do it like 7 times, starting with 3 to 7, anything in between this.
Okay.
It should be enough for this
Okay.
beginning. Okay, so we have been doing pranayam for like 15 minutes,
Mhm.
and as we discussed earlier, in between we should do a sukshamyam
Sushumyam. Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
ease out our nerves and
Ease out our nerves,
because
right.
sitting for a long while may be difficult. for
Yeah,
some
you have to
people.
just relax our
body,
yeah,
yeah.
and give the energy to entire body, right?
So we'll do this kind of activity. I will
Yeah.
stretch out our legs
Okay.
and we'll do 10 circles and 10 anti-circles with our
Uh-huh.
legs.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next is Agnisar.
Agnisar.
Yeah. So Agnisar is a little challenging one. Even I am not very 100% able to do,
Mhm.
but we can try.
Mhm.
It's very good for our internal organs,
Ah,
and good for diabetes, reducing obesity, good for our lungs,
mhm.
and it kind of regularizes the pancreas flow,
Mhm.
which again helps for diabetes as well.
Oh, I see.
So how it goes, it's kind of same like the previous one which we did.
Mhm.
We will inhale and exhale, completely make our stomach empty, deprive of
Okay.
air,
Okay.
and we'll try to form waves
Uh-huh.
for like 5 to 6 or around 10 times, and
Mhm.
then again release it.
Okay, okay. I mean inside
The
your
stomach.
abdomen? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So it goes like this. So
Oh, yeah.
we can do 15-20 times around.
Uh-huh. So that basically, internally it massage all the part of
Yeah.
organs, right?
Organs.
Oh, okay.
So
So
basically,
this practice, I don't think like everyone can do. It needs little bit of practice and experience
yeah,
doing this thing.
yeah.
Right?
Along with that, we should be very sure that we are doing this after eating at least after 2 hours.
Yeah,
Or you can't do with a
It's
full-
better to do early morning, right?
Exactly.
Empty stomach.
Yeah, because
after food and all doing
it's very
is
difficult.
difficult
yeah.
and
You'll
it's
feel like
not good
vomiting,
also. Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
So basically, again, we'll repeat it.
Mhm.
while inhaling, you can inhale from one of the nose and release it.
Okay.
That is also okay, or we can release normally as well. So next we will do Anulom Vilom.
Anulom Vilom.
Yeah, this is a very, very important. So I think out of the 7, if you have time to do only 2, you can do Anulom Vilom and Kapalbhati. These 2 are the most important ones. I'm not saying other are less important, but if you have to choose only 2 for a day, if you have only 10 minutes to do, you can use 2 you can choose.
Oh, I see.
So Anulom Vilom is really important because it benefits on the brain. So it really calms your brain. It is good for your memory. It releases stress. It is good for your Jatagni. Jatagni is
what is Jatagni?
Digestive fire.
Okay. So is it basically increase your metabolism?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, all the practice which we are doing, as I told you, it impacts your cell. So all of them kind of impact your metabolism. That is how it helps us to reduce the weight as well. But this is Anulom Vilom specifically. It's a really good way of regulating your body cycle as well. Overall cycle clock. It's good for your lungs as well. So let's start doing it. So again, we will sit in the asana.
Okay.
We'll hold our mudra, and with the left hand we'll start. So what we are going to do is we have to inhale with one nostril, exhale with the other nostril.
Okay.
So this is one whole cycle. One nose inhaling, one nose exhaling. So you can
that
already
basically
feel
balance your nadis, right?
Yeah.
That Ida Nadi and Pingala Nadi. So basically balance your nadis, right?
Yes, kind of. And you can already feel that you can see the green is more green. It kind of makes you more aware of your own consciousness. And yeah, as I told you, the main benefits are related to a mental order. So people with mental disorder or mental sickness can also avail this benefits from this. So yeah, let's practice it. So it can be done. We can do it for like half an hour.
How long we have to do? Half an hour.
Basically, yeah. I mean, there's no limits because as we know, there is no.
I mean, minimum. How much a person
you can do for
do?
like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes. 5 minutes should be a minimum, bare minimum, I guess. But there's no such a rule. And there are no side effects or any issues if you do more also. So we'll do it once and and if you are tired, we can switch hands as well. Okay, so now this was the 5th exercise. Now we will do the last 2. So we'll do the Brahmari Udgit now. It is again, it releases your cerebral pressure and it's good for blood pressure as well. People with hypertension can really do this. It's really beneficial. It helps you sleep better. So if you see in pranayama, it's not a pinpoint which we cure. It overall cures the cycle of your body which nature has given to us, which we kind of ruin nowadays by sleeping late, waking up late. So it kind of focuses on the basics and let it work for the bigger goal. So yeah, let's do the Brahmari and Udgit together.
Okay.
So in Brahmari, what we'll do is we'll close our ear, eyes, and keep the finger on the head, forehead, and try to make a sound. Our lips should be closed so that there is a vibration internally. So it should be like.
So we should close our earbuds kind of, right? Earbuds we have to close.
Eyes.
We have to
this two fingers.
Close our
eyes, forehead, lips.
We have to
close our lips.
Try to connect.
And try to make a vibration.
From by making sound.
Making sound. No, I mean because of mouth is closed. But we should not put too much stress. It should be very easy, straight posture. Mind should be blank. And we will do like we can do 7-7 both. We will do like 3 times also we can do. Once we are done with the Brahmari, we should not open our eyes. We should not talk. We should just sit in the Vayu Mudra, and we will say, and we will go to Udgit continuously. It should not break. And Udgit we will just say, So again Udgit is a very important.
So Udgit, after Brahmari, immediately we should do Udgit. So once after Brahmari, we have to, we should not open our eyes.
Yes.
Instead, we have to,
Do Udgit.
settle, and we have to do Udgit.
Yeah.
Right?
So let's do it in one way, one
Yeah,
flow.
one flow
And after
together,
Udgit, I'll show you there is some small part also we'll do. So
Okay.
that's how it goes. Without opening the eyes, we'll keep our hand in the relaxed pose and we'll do Udgit. So after it is done, we should just sit for a while. Maybe 1 minute if time permits, or 30 seconds at least. Then without closing our eyes, we should bring our hands up and rub it to make sure our palms are quite warm. And then we'll place the warm palm on our eyes. So we'll heat our eyes with the palm. It will give you really relaxing feeling. And then we'll look at our palm directly. So this gives a very kind of nice kind of closure.
It feels good actually, yeah.
And it will give you a...
It actually basically calms your mind.
Exactly.
All the thoughts are settled down. Because
Yeah.
the sound, I think the vibration of the sound, right?
Yeah.
Basically calms our mind.
Yeah,
It's
as
really
I told
good.
you initially, it relaxes our cerebral pressure and kind of brings you into state of self-mindedness.
Yeah, mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Yeah.
So this is again kind of close to the one which you are saying, the chakra thing. It is somewhere the link between the next step, which is the dhyan. So again, dhyan is nothing but again doing this exercises very slowly and doing it for a long time and slowly holding yourself, forgetting yourself, thinking yourself as a zero in this universe and holding that thing for like hours. That is
Hours,
what
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
That is what leads to open your chakras and all. That is what we are discussing today. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
So
basically
these are the
concludes.
full continuous, pranayam which one should practice, right?
Yeah.
So and if suppose nowadays in this busy life everyone can't get this much long period to practice. So what are the the most important things which you will pick if you don't have much time to do pranayam?
It again depends what kind of issues or what is your major goal. Given nowadays scenario where people are more focused towards being slim and obviously being working, everyone is working nowadays, so mental strength. So I will pick, or I will say Kapalbhati, Anulom Vilom and Brahmari Udgit are the four must things which we should do.
Kapalbhati, Anulam Vilom and Brahmari.
Brahmari and
Udgit.
Because this kind of covers all the base. This mental thing. The Brahmari Udgit will take care of the mental stuff. And Anulom Vilom is again kind of that lungs and
the breathe, the control on the
breath it
right?
brings in. And Kapalbhati is kind of the destroyer, and Anulom Vilom works as a creator. So it's the same like a universe, Shiva and Vishnu. So yeah, so this four kind of make a good package. But obviously, all seven are quite important. But yeah, if you don't have time, you can reach the time span as well. So 7, if you really think, if you can spend 3 minutes on each, 7 3 ja 20. I mean, just 20 minutes. I guess.
So
that
we can
much
just cut down the
time
number
as
of
well.
time. Yeah.
Or maybe we can do like initial like Brahmari and all. You can do for like 1 minute. Kapalbhati 5 minutes. Anulom Vilom 5 minutes. I think 15 minutes people can spend on.
So you used to do this regularly every day?
Yeah, I used to do. I still do. Sometimes I miss it and I regret it that day. But yeah,
do you feel any difference if you are not doing that day?
I mean, it's not like that day itself I will feel a difference, but if you don't do it for a long duration of time,
yeah,
you will feel the difference.
Yeah, of course.
You'll feel the
Because you will
difference.
be in a state of mind, and then immediately when you stop that, you will you will feel the difference, right?
Yeah, and there are a lot of benefits which you don't want to miss upon.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
So yeah, that is something which, and it is one more thing with human is whenever human does something for himself, it gives a feel good factor. So more than getting something, if you do something which will make you feel that you are getting, that is also enough.
Yes,
Sometimes I mean, you go to gym, you don't do anything, but still that going itself give you a happiness inside. That also sometimes helps. So yeah, so this is a kind of discipline. You have to do every day. You should not miss. So this kind of brings us back to the time when we were more disciplined in our life. So this teaches us discipline as well as calmness and
peace of mind.
Peace
right?
of mind is, yeah. So discipline is a very important thing which we can learn from here and which we should follow. And yeah, daily we should try to do daily without missing. Yeah. If
but
you don't
I think
have
like
time,
half an hour is more than enough to practice this thing, right? So the continuous thing is
definitely.
We can just manage to do entire this pranayamas within I believe like within half an hour we can do.
Yeah, we can definitely do, and we can make it as big as possible.
As big as possible.
Whenever we have time, we should try to do it in mornings. And if we don't have time, we can do it in evenings as well, given we are empty stomach.
So that was really great tip from Kisle, and it was really beneficial. A lot of the pranayama what you had shared wasn't I wasn't knowing few of the things, and it was really helpful. Thanks a lot for sharing, and thanks. And thanks for coming too. And I believe like these tips was really helpful for some of you guys. And I wish that you guys also try to practice these pranayams what Kisle was sharing us today, and we wish you guys a really good happy life and healthy life.
That is the motto of yoga basically, and pranayama. Happiness over health. The inner yourself should be fitter than the outer yourself. More
you are fit inside, more you will be fit outside.
Hopefully it may help some of our friends.
So if you guys like this video, just like this video, and if you have any comment or questions, just let us know in the comment section. We will respond to that back. And
forgive us for some mistakes which we have done. We are just
but still I felt like it was really helpful, and it might be really new for some of you guys watching this thing. And
hopefully we can do justice with the knowledge which our ancestors have given us. We might not be 100% correct, but we are kind of trying to get best out of it, and we make ourselves healthy.
So thanks a lot guys for watching, and I will talk to you again on the next episode. Until then, goodbye.